My Pony, and welcome back to Fandom Fridays, where we proceed to check out all the fanfics that are not pony related. Why? Well, in case you have not noticed, for the past few weeks now, we've been enjoying a pretty damn good fic in Fallout style, which gets kind of monotonous after a while. I mean, that, according to that one comment on one of the chapters, I do nothing but complain all the time. And I feel like I'm disappointing you guys by not complaining all the time. It's almost like I prefer to make this channel about fanfics I love rather than the ones I hate, and it's almost like complaining about bad fanfics only fills up 15% of the videos I make. But that can't be right, because according to Maiken, Hitmonchan, that one commenter, I do nothing but complain! I'm sorry for disappointing you guys. But it looks like I'm going to be reading another one I might like, because I found this interesting Scooby-Doo fic. Sounds pretty cool. So I get to enjoy it. So you guys are going to have to actually watch me be happy for a while. My apologies. Especially to that one guy who commented on the video. I'm sorry, sir. You're kind of disappointed. I know it kind of hurts you because you haven't commented on any of the Fallout stuff about me not complaining, and apparently I broke your little heart. I'm so sorry. So, without further ado, here's Who is Velma Dinkley by Lupus Vallum. Please stay here as we hear the very, very Memorial Library proud to present. Take it away. Who is Velma Dinkley by Lupus Malum. Nah, I so rarely get to see a decent screen name that seeing something creative like that makes me happy. Chapter 1. Who is Velma Dinkley? Running. You're running. That's all you can remember. Running. There's something else. Horror. Something's chasing you. You're not meant to be chased. It wasn't meant to be you. It wasn't meant to be you. You can't remember why. It's dark, and your last memory is running. Running! The man's voice. Don't come this way. You'll trigger the trap. Then something catches your foot, someone screams. Darkness and pain in your head. You realize the screamer is you. But who are you? The room is white, and that's the first thing you notice. The second thing is the machinery. You are hooked up to several hospital machines. You can't tell what machines they are because you can barely see. Your vision is all blurry, like you're wearing someone else's glasses. Or maybe you're not wearing your own. The machines are just gray blots against brilliant white. The only reason you can even tell that they are is the uncomfortable feeling in your arm. You try to speak, but it feels like your tongue is holding your mouth. You can't move. You just begin to close your eyes. Something moves against your bed. A door that you hadn't seen opens and a blurry figure comes in. They say something, but your ears don't seem to work either. They say something else and walk out of the room again. Slowly, your eyes start to close. Darkness falls and sleep claims you for its own source once again. You're sitting in a bright place. You see people you almost recognize, but you can't pin names to places. There's laughter and talking. You can smell food. Someone's talking to you, but you can't make out a word they're saying. The room starts to spin around you. The person keeps talking, repeating a single phrase over and over. The room spins faster than you can finally make out the phrase, "Who are you? Who are you?" Somehow this makes you nervous, and you start to panic. "I don't know," you shout. The room starts spinning. Everything stops. The lights, the people, the noise, the darkness. The voice of the other person speaks again. Except it's your voice. It's always your voice. "Who are you?" it whispers. Chapter 2. You wake up. There's a doctor sitting at the end of your bed and taking notes. You still can't see, but your hearing has come back. Licking your lips, you try to speak. A moan comes out of your mouth. You try again, straining your vocal muscles. This time a word comes out. Water. The doctor sits up and gets a glass of water from beside you and holds it to your lips. It tastes sweet against your tongue, restoring your power of speech a bit more. The doctor was expecting a question from you, but not the one you ask. Who am I? The words spill from your dry mouth. The doctor's voice is a blur, but you can tell it's one wrong thing to say. They mutter something like, I'll be right back, but your hearing is gone again. You slip backwards, through the bed, and back into darkness. You dream of nothing, this is a relief. When you wake up, there are more doctors around you. Miss Dinkley? One asks. You look around before realizing he's talking to you. In the corner room, you can make out more shapes, more doctors, but these are talking about you, not to you. It's a miracle, says one, though they are trying to speak quietly. You can hear them like they are right next to you. Yes, but Joan says the patient has amnesia, replies the other. Amnesia? What is amnesia? Suddenly the fact pops in your head like it's always there. I lost my memory. You croak more to yourself, but the doctors think you're talking to them. We have to ask you a few questions, Miss Dinkley, says the main doctor. Okay, Tom! We have to stop here because we need to start. We need to actually have a conference. Men! Okay. So, on the one hand, this stick is doing that repulsive, annoying, stupid, moronic first timer mistake of not pressing the damn enter button! Future writers, if you are listening to this, and even suppressed, if you're listening to this, you may not be aware, but there is a basic rule that you have learned since you were in the first freaking grade. And for me, it's the sixth. And that is, you press the enter button. My God, it's right there. How can you miss that? It's like this. There's on my keyboard right now, I'm looking at it, there's there's a nice little quotation marks, and there's that little percent, and then there's the enter button. You press the enter button. Why is this a hard rule? Somebody out there, please explain this to me. On the other hand, Velma is right now being very, very disoriented and confused. And the way this story is played out is playing like it's narrating to Velma. So, on the other hand, this isn't exactly a conversation, more like a relaying of events. So, should I deduct points or no? You know, considering the fact that I deducted points for good fanfics for less, I say, instead of being nice today, we instead pull out the shotgun and remind the story that it should not participate freaking basic rules of grammar and sentence structure! Oh, I'm so glad I got my armory back. Proceed! What is amnesia? Suddenly the fact drops in your head like it's always there. The two doctors in the corner walk over. The main doctor moves, and you hear ruffling of papers. Okay, Miss Dinkley, what is your home address? You search your memory. Nothing. Only meaning amnesia and memory ruining. The doctors mutter to each other, don't have the answer. The main doctor reels off another list of questions. Simple things, ordinary things. You can't answer a single question. You're close to tears, but you can't cry. Doctors get up to leave. As the main doctor heads to the door, you ask one question. Who am I? The doctor turns back towards you. Velma. Velma Dinkley. You're in the library, but this is a dream, not a memory. There's a pile of books in front of you, but the pages are all blank. You shiver as you notice the covers of the books. Personality, memory, other things like that. You open a book called Memory. On the first page there's one word. Running. The rest of the book is blank. You can look around the library for a librarian, but you're the only person there. As students go, you are standing on top of a ladder reaching for a book. The cover says Velma Dinkley. Pull it out and open. Nothing. Blank pages. Suddenly the pages of the book start to swirl. You lose balance, toppling off the ladder. You can't move, trapped beneath the ladder. The book rests open on your stomach. You open the middle of the book. There's a sentence scrawled in blood red. Who is Velma Dinkley? You read the sentence as it passes through your head. Bookshelves start to tumble. Who is Velma Dinkley, you ask, as the dream dissolves around you. Oh, by the way, normally I would be avoiding a second person story like this like the freaking plague. Why, you may ask? Very, very simple. Because a lot of times I find out that when they say you do something in these second person stories, I feel like saying, no, I wouldn't. I mean, sure, you can tell it to me in a choose your own adventure type story. That's fine, because then that's basically describing to me like a DM would. But in these second person stories, if you tell me I do something, I'm going to tell you, no, I wouldn't do it in this scenario. It's kind of like when they describe to me a second person clock fic and I'm doing this. I'm thinking, no, my reaction would be a whole bunch of foreplay first. The rest of the days pass by in a blur. The doctors come and ask pointless questions. They remove the drip from your arm and give you a pair of glasses, which apparently are yours. Eventually, you move from a white room to a different ward with other people. You don't know whether the other people have amnesia as well. You don't ask them. The days seem like a blur. You have no visitors, not even parents. Do you have parents? You can't remember. The doctors come. The doctors go. Everything is the same, until the day you wake up and something feels different. For a moment you can remember everything, but then you realize you can't. However, on the bedside table is a card. You reach for it slowly and open another dream. You open the card. Instead of who is Velma Dinkley like you expected, there's a different message. Dear Velma, get well soon. The gang. Who are the gang? You put the card back frustrated. Another question instead of an answer. You sit awake and alert all day. You do not want to sleep. You do not want the dreams. You cannot fit enough sleep for long. It grabs you, it pulls you in, before you can even take off your glasses. You're in a van, in the back seat. There is a man and a woman in the front seat, and a man and a dog in the back. All about the same eyes as you. You recognize everyone, but still don't have names. Are you alright, Velma? Asked the woman, turning to face you. She's startlingly pretty, with shining orange hair and green eyes. Okay, no, now I'm talking to points! This is now a flashback! You should start treating this like a conversation! This is no longer a jumbled mess of images! And you're also making this a freaking a text! Do you guys pre-read this stuff when you do this? Describe your thought process to me, people! I mean, my god! It's like, I'm not going to press the enter button even though grammar rules tell me. And when you make these paragraphs, do you suddenly remember? Do you just look at your paragraphs and think, well, I have reached the end of multiple sentences. This has told me that I should do a paragraph. I still want to press that enter button. Or do you just do this and think, I don't like you, enter button? Or are you a fan of Ghostbusters and you just don't like enter? It still makes sense to me. Even when I write at my worst, I never made this mistake. In the 6th grade, when I was freaking 8, I never made this mistake. But nope, some of these people are adults and they still make this mistake. I wonder if Microsoft Word should consider fixing its grammar, and Grammarly should fix one of its rules to make sure people actually do this. It also kind of takes me out of the action when I'm trying to figure out who is saying what. I mean, I know that this is supposed to be Shaggy, that because of basic dialogue, but if I didn't know these characters, I'd be confused. Like, yeah, Velma, says the man in the back, sticking his head over his seat. You look kind of pale, like a ghost. Isn't that right? He laughs nervously, turning his eye. Right, yeah, replies the dog, sticking his head next to you. You hear yourself talk. It's okay, guys. I'm just kind of travel sick. Your man turns to you. Don't worry, V. We'll be back at Crystal Cover real soon. Like, yeah, I can't so hungry. I can eat a skimmer snack, says the man behind you, but you're not listening. Are you the gang? You ask. At this time, your voice is under your control. The people ignore you, but they can't hear you. You just keep going on with the conversation. You tap the woman on the shoulder. She slowly turns her head. Are you the gang? You ask again. So the woman turns to face you. Yes. Her voice is like the closing of a coffin lid, and her eyes are blank. She grins, her teeth slowly pointing. Her voice goes girlish again. How can you forget your friends, Velma? She teases, as a pain fills in your head, and the dream starts to dissolve. You open your eyes to find the woman from your dream sitting on the edge of your bed. You shriek to push yourself up. Oh, if this turns out to be a lesbian fic of Velma and Daphne, I will forgive it for its sins. Keep us, Velma! Screams the woman. It's only me. She smiles, but the face fades a little. You don't return it. But she realizes that only me could be anyone. You know, she says, softer. Daphne. There's a doctor in the room for you. She looks warningly at Daphne, as if she wasn't supposed to tell you her name. Daphne? You say. In your mind, you connect the name to her face. Another comes back to you. Yes, she continues, ignoring the steely-eyed glare from the doctor. Can you remember me? You shake your head. You know, this is just an example of how bad grammar can ruin a really good idea. I'm invested. I'm enjoying myself. On the other hand, I just can't get into it because the grammar is so distracting. I don't notice the stuff like comma splices and things like that, but when you have a wall of text at me like this, I, as a reader, can not really fit in. Take, for example, this. This is what I would be reading if I was not reading the story with the voices. The doctor in the corner draws out a clipboard expectantly. I remember your face, two other people, and a talking dog. The doctor jots down these new developments, as Daphne claps her hands. Oh, you remember Scooby? She asks, her bright expression returning. Scooby, you ask? See? This is supposed to be Velma talking to Daph, but if I was not teaching the voices, the way that this whole entire paragraph is structured, I would almost feel like it was the same person and she just has a split personality disorder. And that Velma just dreamt up all her adventures. Granted, that would be an interesting thing. But, or even an interesting Scooby-Doo movie. Hey, after that whole goblin thing, I'm not taking any chances. The dog walks up to your bed. Roll, Rama! It barks, grinning gracefully. Something in your mind tells you that this is not normal dog behavior, but it feels familiar. Then, two other people came in. This, says Daphne, gesturing at the blond man, is Fred. That's Shaggy. Fred and Shaggy wave awkwardly. Is this Scoopy? You ask, using Daphne's words. The dog nods, passes back over to Shaggy. The doctor says forwards. We thought of bringing your friends in, we'll trigger your memory. No. I got a better. I got a better cameo voice. What? What? We thought that bringing your friends in would trigger your memory, but apparently. Oh, it's a she. What a pity. Nope, changing it! He breaks off, too afraid to voice it. You still know nothing. Why? Because I want a freaking Dr. Quest cameo and one by Hammer better fix that reading! Darn it! Shaggy and Fred grab the chairs and draw them up to the side of your bed. So, Velma, starts Shaggy, can you, remember anything? They patiently feel out the mystery dream, but inside you start feel like screaming. Your eyes start to droop, and the doctor hurries them out of the room, just as you fall asleep. And I think I'm stopping there. I'm not going to put the bad thick Ray art onto this, because at its core, the story is not bad. It's not horrible. While we are tracing across the same type of cliches of this character has amnesia and all that, it is nice to see, the Scoobies having to go through this. And it's also kind of nice to see Velma having to go through this and explore the bonds of her friendships that would help her push through her own emotional pain. But here's the problem when you get to that. The grammar is bad. When you don't press that enter button, it takes me out of the story because as I'm reading, I feel like I missed something. I feel like I'm reading the wrong character, or I missed who the character is speaking. This also, of course, leads to the dreaded wall O text, which worsens the story even further, which means I can barely enjoy anything from it. I can barely get anything good coming from that scene, because then I'm trying to figure out who's talking, and this sadly makes it kind of worse. Rather than trying to enjoy the story that you might be want to read, I'm too busy trying to fix your mistakes, and I shouldn't be doing that. So, while the story is fun, just too many grammar errors have distracted me and ruins an overall good story. Alright, folks, press the enter button, and I will enjoy it. That was one down, thousands more to go. I'll see you next time.